Hello, guys.
Hello.
I'm sorry about this delay, which we are getting due to some technical issues on our end. Sorry about that. We'll be starting in just 2 minutes. If you can, we'll start at 6:10. Cool. We'll just get those things ready. Thanks. Oh, am I audible, guys? Yep. Yeah. So thanks a lot for sticking around. We fixed our technical glitches. So thanks. And I hope you guys like the video. And now coming to who we are, uh, I'm Samesh. I'm the sub coordinator at DevSoc. Uh, DevSoc is basically the place where we create all the software solutions for our campus mainly. And as you saw in the video, we have done lot of work in multiple areas of development, software development, mainly. Uh, we mainly in web development, app development, and game development. We'll share the links of some of our our past projects on the chart soon. Some of our people do that. But coming to that, and today's session is mainly about you guys. It's like reinduction events are mainly for interacting with the new batch, but this time it's online, so we're trying our best to do what we can. And it'll be mainly we are gonna do a live coding. Arpit is gonna be doing. He's the web development head at DevSoc, and he'll be live coding a chat app, which it'll be fun. You can keep asking him questions in between, and you can keep interacting. And we'll do that for around 40 minutes, and after that we'll have a separate time like around 30-40 minutes how much do you feel like we'll keep that as a Q&A session. It's more about how good we interact with you, so you can ask any questions about if you have about DevSoc, what are the projects, uh, why should you join, or for anything about what is app development, where can I, how can I get started with DevSoc, everything from that. So I guess that's it. And um, Arpit, I think you can start. And yeah, last thing I forgot to mention, because the meet is full, if some of your friends couldn't join, you can share the link to our YouTube live. We are also live streaming there. Yep.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible? Hello. Okay. So I am Arpit. I am one of the coordinators of DevSoc, and I welcome you all to the pre-induction event of DevSoc. So let me quickly explain to you what we are going to do today in the event. So we are going to do a quick live coding session where I will be coding a very simple yet very fun app. And along with that, I will be taking up questions and will try to clear your most common doubts related to development. So let's get started. But before that, let me show you the DevSoc website and tell you more about DevSoc. So as you can see, you can go through to the website devsoc.club and see for yourself. So as you can see, we have achieved a lot in the past few years. So DevSoc started as a mobile application club where we like-minded people who wanted to make mobile apps came together. And today we not only do mobile applications, but we have diverged into a lot of fields. We do web development, mobile development, app development, as well as game developments. You can see some of our projects here listed on our website. And yeah, along with that, you can also go to games.devsoc.club to go through the games we have created. Okay, so that was about DevSoc. And we will be starting our live coding session in a minute. So let me first tell you what we are going to build today. So what it will be is a basic chat room app. It will be a real-time chat where people can send messages and see others' messages. What a basic chat room app is. Here the twist is that only you can only sign in with your Bits mail ID. So only Bitsians can use this chat room, and we will be hosting this app after creating it so that you can test it for yourself and ask questions and Q&As in that app itself if you want. Okay, so let's get started. So before starting, let me tell you a little bit about what web dev is. So any web application is not just a web page as it used to be. It's not just a website. That's why we call it web app nowadays. So it has a complete software running behind the scenes. So like this, a simple website such as a simple app such as WhatsApp can have thousands of services running in the background, right? So it's not just the front end. There's also the back end. Front end is what we see on our browser. Back end is what is not necessarily uh, visible to us. It is like hosted somewhere on a server. The reason backend and front end are separate is because sometimes they are sensitive information which we don't want to everyone to see. So in order to have some level of authorization or to put on security, we have a backend stored in a different place, and the backend decides if the user who is requesting particular data should get it or not. So that was about the app. So like even in this app, this chat room, we will have a backend and a front end. The front end is what you're seeing right now. It's not complete. We are gonna do the front end right now. The backend, however, we have already created the backend since we didn't have a lot of time. So backend is nothing but a simple Firebase app. So what a Firebase is, is actually a hosted backend solution offered by Google for free. So you're obviously going to learn all of this if you join DevSoc, or if you get into development. So we are just going to give you a demo of how development feels like and how we at DevSoc functions. So let's start by going to Firebase. Okay, let me just, okay, just a second. So this is the Firebase console, as they call it. You can manage your backend, the backend of your app here. So as you can see, we already have created a chat app application. So what we are going to do today is we are going to use a real-time database. What real-time database is going to do is let us show messages and let us allow people to let people allowed to add messages to this app we have to create. We need to store all of those messages somewhere, right? So we are just gonna, this is Firestore. This is the real-time database which we are gonna use. So we're just gonna create a new collection. We are gonna call it messages because we are going to store messages. And this message is gonna have 2 or 3 fields, which will tell the user exactly what kind of message this is. So it's gonna have a text field. The text field is gonna be the actual message, the body of the message. So let's just say, there's gonna be another field. We're gonna explain why we need each of these fields. So obviously it needs to have a body, the message. It also needs to have uh, collections, right? Someone said collections. Yeah, it is a collection. You're right. A collection base is basically a table. As some of you might have studied about SQL and everything in class 11th and 12th. So we are just gonna add some columns to the table. You can call it columns. It's just that it is not the Firebase Firestore model is not exactly table based. It is node based, so it works a little differently. It's all right if you have not studied. It doesn't matter. We are not gonna teach you everything right now anyway. We are just gonna show you how it all works. Okay, it's just just to get you a flavor of. Okay, I can see some questions coming up. Uh, Let me first create this, and then we'll discuss more about Angular and React and everything. Okay. Okay, so Angular versus React, it comes up everywhere. Okay, so apart from text, it also needs to have a created at timestamp, which is gonna tell user give information about when the message was created. Let's just put a random time value here. Also, we can create. It also needs to have a created by field, right? So let's say this message was created by Bits admin. Why not? So we have this one data with us right now. Now let's try to add this data to this front-end app we are going to create today. So I will quickly shoot my VS Code. So this VS Code, this is the IDE I use. It is the most popular IDE there is, I think. Okay, so as you can see, we already have a React app created here. So what we are going to do is, like, if you create a basic React app, you will get this file structure, and you can go through that and change the different sections of the code. And as you can see, we already have this code is for what we are already showing. So this front end app right here, as you can see, this app is basically this app.js file. and there are other files as well. Okay, so this app.js file is rendered at the top level here. So like we are gonna add different components, that text messages we are gonna get and everything. So let me quickly start by explaining the code to you. Okay. So as you can see, we have already initialized the Firebase here in an object. What this is going to do is telling the front-end app that it needs to configure in the following manner with a Firebase app. So it basically connects the app we created just now in our backend. So as you can see, yeah. So this Firestore app, as you can see, if we come down here and I'm sorry, if you come here in the project settings, so as you can see, this we can add multiple apps to the backend. One backend can serve multiple front-end apps. It doesn't matter. So we have added a new React client web app here. I've done it beforehand. So you can see here, like if you go to the config, this configuration is what is going to uniquely identify this particular database. Okay. All right.
Hello,
So
Arpit.
yeah.
If can you do one thing? Can you just mute your WhatsApp notification? And if it's possible, can you on your camera?
Okay.
Cool.
Give me a minute, guys. Okay.
Yeah, Jay, the live session will be uploaded over YouTube later.
Yeah, I think it will be fine now. Okay. I'm sorry about that. So, okay, there's some issue with the camera right now. I think I cannot turn on the camera, but okay, I think that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it's fine. You
Okay.
can.
So as you can see, this object which we were talking about, we have just copy pasted this particular object here in the code. So this is exactly the same object that we had seen back there. So this will identify that this particular front-end app needs to connect to that database and that backend in particular. Okay, so don't focus on all these codes for right now. You will obviously learn everything on your way. I'm just gonna show you how it is all gonna come together. So here we have this section. What this section is gonna do is it is conditionally rendering this chat room and the sign in button. What this means is what you are seeing right now is the chat room. All right. If you sign out, as you can see, this here says sign in with Bitsmail, right? And if you click on it, you will have this Google login pop up, and you can log in through your Bitsmail. If you try to log in through another ID other than Bitsmail, it is not going to show you any messages because we have set the rules like that. As you can see here in the backend, everyone will use account to convince. Okay. Okay, if you just come down here in the Firestore. Oh, I'm sorry. So as you can see, there's a rule added right here. What this rule is gonna do is it's gonna check if the user email ends with goa.bitsplanty.ac.in, and if it doesn't, it is not going to give the read and write access. So what it means is that you can only log in with your bits mail to use this app. Okay, so once you have logged in successfully, you should be able to see all those messages and send message, right? But right now it's empty. So we're gonna add different components here inside this chat room section, because we saw that it is conditionally rendering this sign in and this chat room session basis on what on the basis of what the user is. If the user exists, means if we are currently logged in, then we are gonna show the chat room. Otherwise, we are gonna show the sign in page the way it should work, right? So let's create this chat room component. So how React works is everything is modular, and everything is a component. You can create components and nest components inside of components and everything, and that is how a React app is created. It's just a tree of components. So you can here I've already initialized the chat room app, which we're gonna create right now. Okay, so let's start filling in with our let's think what there should be in the exactly in the chat room. Okay, so what we need here in the chat room is there should be a list of messages on the top, right? And there should be at the bottom a text field where you can type your message and send. Okay, so let's try to come up with a solution for that. So we can simply as this return is what there's gonna be rendered on the screen. Okay, so let's try to create some stuff inside this div. So like if you simply write something like hello 2021 batch. Okay, so as you can see, it says here hello 2021 batch. Don't worry about the designs. Okay, so design is a completely different part of development in itself. So we are just going to focus on the logic for this session. Okay, so here it says hello 2021 batch. That's fine, but we don't need this dynamic static text here. We need the complete list of messages, right? So how are we gonna go about that is we are just gonna create a fragment here. Fragment is nothing but a wrapper. You can say a wrapper which contains all your code. Okay, so if you have studied basics of HTML, you would have known that everything in HTML follows the node structure. Okay, so like it all follows basic like this button right here. So inside of this button you can add some other HTML syntax as well. So just like that, we're gonna add inside this fragment the code of our code. Okay, so like what is the need of this fragment anyway? If we don't put this fragment, if our code has like 2 or 3 parts, then React needs it to be in a single part. A component must be a single part. It cannot be 2 or 3 different parts. Okay, so what I mean by this is if you just wanted to create, let's say, 3 different divs. Okay, so let's say this is one div and you need 2 other divs as well. Okay, so let's just copy paste, and as you can see it is throwing off error, kind of an error, because there are 3 different div components inside of this chat room component, right? So it needs to be wrapped by one component, and that component here is gonna be a fragment. That's all what a fragment does. Okay, so as you can see, the error is gone and it renders successfully. So you see 3 hellos right here. Okay, now let's focus on the app. About the messages, what we can do about that is, as you can see, we have already created a Okay, so we have already created the Firebase object. So we already have the connections with the Firebase. What I'm gonna do right now is, okay, let me see if, okay, I will look for the object messages. Okay, messages is just gonna be the object which holds all of the messages. Okay, so let's just add this message, okay, inside this chat room. I'm not sure what the message is right now. So what I'm going to do is, usually how it works is, I will go through the Firebase docs and see how I can fetch the messages stored in a database. Okay, so right now I'm not gonna go to Google and search for that code. What I'm gonna do is just show you the code right here. Okay, oh my bad. So this, what we are doing right here is we are fetching uh, that collection, that the collection of messages, okay, and storing it in this messages object. Okay, we are deconstructing this whole response what we got from the database and storing it in the messages. Okay, so like this message will be, the messages will now be an array of messages. Okay, so like we now we have simplified our task. Okay, we have this array of messages, we just need to render it accordingly. Okay, so let's start writing the code. Okay, so I've already put up some of the css. What css does is basically set up the design and everything. So I'm not gonna go into css for now. I'm just gonna create different html tags. I'm just gonna go through them, like telling you what exactly those tag are meant to do. So main is kind of a wrapper here, the wrapper which will contain the messages. And apart from that, we also have a form. What the form is going to do is, just bear with me for a second. Okay, so what the form is going to do is, the the text input which you're going to do. Okay, so that section will be represented by this form. Okay, so we have already written up a function. Okay, so I think we have not, we need to write that function as well. Okay, it's all right. So inside this form, we obviously have a, don't worry about these stuff like what form is and what input it's. You're anyway, we're gonna uh, get to know everything there is to know about HTML, CSS if you start learning web dev. That is in fact the first thing you're gonna learn. So we're gonna put an input tag here with a value equals to form value. I'm gonna tell you what form value is in a second. And it is also going to have an on change prop. So what I'm using right here is a very interesting feature of React known as state. What state does is, it basically stores value, but what's unique about state is it re-renders every time there's a change in the value. So your whole component is re-rendered if it it is based on any of its prop, or any of its children is based upon a state. If the value of state is changed, the whole page is page re-renders. And that is what we need in a real-time app, right? Because you don't want to refresh the web page every time you send a new message or you receive a new message. You want it to be instantaneously displayed on your screen, right? So that is one of the benefits of React. It lets you harness the power of state. So let's just put a simple placeholder here. I'm going to tell you exactly what placeholder is in just a second. Okay, so this, apart from this input, we also gonna need a button to submit. Okay, to submit what we have written so far. Also, okay, let me just add the send button right here. Okay. Okay, as you can see, we have already 3 errors in our code, because we have already added some of the stuff which we have not really declared so far. Okay, so what we are going to do is look at these errors and gonna fix them one by one. Okay, so let's first see what form value is. Okay, so what form value should be is the value of the text, the text input field, the value of the message you are writing right now. Okay, so obviously it needs to be a state, because every time you presses a new you know you presses a new button on your keyboard, it should react according to that button click. Okay, that event should update on the web page. It should like reflect. If you type E, it should be able to show you E. You don't have to refresh the page to see if you have written an E or not. Okay, so we are going to create a new React state. Okay,
Arpit, sorry.
yeah.
Can you just increase the font size a bit? Like
Oh,
people on the live stream they're having a bit difficulty with that.
all right. Is it okay?
Yeah, I think that should be good. Yep, that's perfect.
Okay. So let me know if you have any other concerns with the any feedback till now. Okay, regarding the code, regarding visibility exactly. Okay, so now let's see what our error was. So like this form value and the set form value, what they are is a state. So let's create a new state inside this right here inside this chat room. How we're gonna define a state is we can use the feature of the IDE, and simply use the autocomplete feature to create a basic template of what a state looks like. And we obviously gonna name the state form value. Okay, so initially the form should be empty, right? Because you don't need anything to be there in the text input field. So this value right here is going to show you the default value of your form. Okay, all right. Now as you can see, okay, I think I made a typo right here. Okay, so now we are down to one error, right? This query. What this query is, okay, I have not explained to you exactly what this function does, but it takes up two parameters. Okay, this query parameter, what it should be is just a second. Okay, so now we're gonna put up some references. So reference is another straight you can say another feature of React. It basically attaches itself to an HTML node, and tells you everything about there is to know about that HTML node. So obviously if we have to use something real time, we can use ref to point out to the ref. Basically abbreviates for is an abbreviation for reference. Okay, so we're just gonna create a new constant. Let's call it dummy. Okay, and we will be using the use ref here. You don't have to get much into the detail right now. I'm gonna explain the code in a second. Also, we need to create like a new the collection we have right now. We need to store that collection as well. Okay, so we are gonna create a new ref for that collection, and let's just call it messages ref. Okay, and this messages, as you can see, this messages we are writing right here. What it is basically is the name of the collection we are accessing. Okay, because we are accessing firestore.collection, and the value is messages. So what it will do is it will uh, yeah, so what it will do is, as you can see inside this firestore, we have collections, right? So firestore.collection will access that list of collection, and from that list of collection we are gonna select the collection with the name messages, right? So that is what this code does. This will save that reference with the value of the collection. Okay, so whatever the new value of collection is, it is gonna be reflected in this message reference. I think that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Now we have to define one more thing here. Let we are gonna call it query. This is okay. You don't necessarily need to call it the way it is, but it is a normal convention to call database queries as query or something like something basic, something logical. Okay. So let's access this message ref we just created, and we are gonna even amongst this message ref we will not access all of the messages randomly. Okay, we are just gonna make sure that we are filtering out the messages which are most relevant to us. So what we are gonna do is we are gonna uh, apply a method upon this message ref known as order by. Now again, all of this information you will get in the official documentation, and there are a ton of tutorials everywhere where you can learn about each of these methods. Okay, so this order by method is gonna sort the messages, the list of messages we have. It's gonna sort it. Okay, now we can sort it by created at. Okay, there's many way to sort it. You can sort it with the body. We have, as you can see, there are three fields in the, I'm sorry, yeah, so there are three fields here inside every message, right? A created at text, a created by I'm sorry, a created at column, a created by column, and a text column, right? We can obviously sort it by any one of these columns. If we sort it by text, it will be alphabetical, but that makes no sense. No one talks in that manner. Okay, so what makes the most sense here is it should be sorted according to created at. That will give us uh, the result in the order way it should be. Okay, because the way people talk is it's pretty self-explanatory how created at should be the one we should be sorting it by. Okay, also we don't need all of these messages right now, because it is going to affect our performance. If there are like 10,000 messages, we cannot just load all of them at once. It's going to be very tight on our bandwidth. So what we're going to do is we're going to limit this to access only the top 500 messages. Okay, so like if we just limit it by limit 500, what this is going to do is it is going to show you the top 500 messages. Like so after sorting it by created at, what the top 500 messages should be. But this is now how it should be, right? We should be able to see the last 500 messages, not the first. So there's another function for that, sorry, another method for that, known as limit to last. As you can see, this will take the message ref, sort it according to the created at column, and then gonna give you the last 500 messages. So we have our query. Now also we have our messages. We're just gonna use this query and store it in the messages variable. Okay, we are also destructuring this because that is how we want it. We want it in the form of a processable array, so that we can render accordingly. Okay. Okay. Now let's move on. As you can see, if you save it right now, there's no error anymore. Okay. And if you go back to this, yeah, if you come here, you will see this input column and the send button, right? You can type anything here and you can press send to send the message. But obviously, it will not, show the messages right now, because it is just nothing here on the top. We also have to render these messages here on the top. So what we're gonna do now? Okay, this is just a typo. All right, so now let's move on to the main section where the messages will be shown. Okay, we have already done our part for the form. Now we will be going into the main and rendering all those messages. So now we have this message array, this messages array, and we are gonna just use a very simple method known as map. It can apply to any array we can possibly think of. So like whatever array we have, we are using the map method over it. So what it is going to do is, it is inside what array is a collection, is basically a collection of many data. Okay, so a array of size 100 will have in this case a messages array of size 100 will have 100 messages, right? So what this map function is going to do is basically go through each of those message and do whatever we want to do with that. So we're just gonna call that a message. This parameter right here is the actual message we're gonna render. Okay, so inside this messages we have this message as a single message. So for each of these messages, miss a message, we are gonna render this. We're gonna execute this function. Whatever we are gonna write here inside this, it is gonna be executed for each and every message there is. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we will
And
simply return.
Arpit,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry about that. I was telling that as we are almost at the end of the finishing this,
Mhm.
can we finish? Can we show them the deploy? Can we deploy it and show them the deployed version soon?
Yeah. Okay. I will take just 5 minutes more to complete this whole function. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be good. Then we
Okay.
can start with the Q&A.
Okay, so guys, due to time constraints, I'm not gonna complete this whole function right now. I'm just gonna show you what it should be. So let me just, okay. Yeah, so okay, so this is the final component. Here, as you can see here, we are rendering. We have already done this form wala part. Inside this main section, we are using this messages to render each of the message. And what we are going to do about each of these message is we're gonna render this chat message child and chat message. This will depend if the message we are sending is the first message or not. You're gonna see in a bit why it matters. Okay. Also, we have. Okay, so let me complete this whole function right now. Okay, what I'm doing right now is I'm just switching back to the finished code since we don't have a lot of time. I will show you how that code functions in a bit. Okay, so now this here is actually the final code, and as if you see, as you can see, this here is the final rendered version of the final code. Okay, this message you are seeing right now is the one which we created. Okay, from the Firestore, right? And if type a message and send, it will be sent along with my name and my avatar. Obviously, it is gonna get this information since through my bits ID, since I'm logging in with my bits ID. And if I sign out and try to log in with another ID which is not my bits ID, it won't work. So like if I log in with my normal Gmail ID, obviously you're not gonna see any of the messages. You can only see your message if you're using your bits ID. So this is a chat room, so everyone should be able to chat, right? So what you're going to do right now is deploy this website right here to the website, to the internet, and everyone's going to use this, and you can see for yourself how it is going to work. Okay, so let's uh, let's start by hosting it. We are going to use a very simple service called Netlify to host the website. Since we already have a version of the website hosted, we will be showing you that. Okay, so let me just go to Netlify, and I think, yeah, okay, so this website right here is thus exactly the same code we have written right now, and it is hosted on Netlify. What hosting is what hosting means is basically putting your website on the internet. What we have done so far is on the local host. What it means is is just on a system. It won't work anywhere else, right? So for everyone to access it, it must be on the internet. So that's what hosting is. So let's go to this website, and I will also share this link with you guys so that you can see for yourself. I'm gonna put this link in the Meet chat. Can someone put this in the actual version or the YouTube live version as well? Yeah, okay. So as we can see, we have already messages coming up. All right. So that was the end of the live coding part. So we will be taking up some questions now. Okay, we have already some messages coming up. It's great, right? It's pretty fun. Okay, so obviously people are spamming. Okay, someone wants to crash this app. Okay, so like guys, you can ask your questions, the Q&A, within the app itself, or if that's not the case, you can ask it in the Meet or the YouTube as well. Okay, the YouTube live chat section. Okay, so we have some of the questions coming up, I guess. Okay, how do you implement automated scrolling in a chat app? Okay, so what is happening right here is every time I'm, typing a new message like, hey everyone, as you can see, I will automatically scroll down to the bottom. So what I'm going to use going to use for that is actually a reference, what we just talked about. So as you can see, this function right here, this send message function is executed every time you press enter or type and click on that send message button, right? So as you can see here in this message at the bottom, we have this line of code, dummy.current.scroll into view. What it is going to do is it is going to have a hold on a node that is going to scroll to the bottom of the screen, and the behavior is smooth. So that basically tells you the nature of animation it is going to be. So if it's smooth, it is smoothly gonna go to the till the bottom of the screen. If I just simply remove this line of code, it won't be happening. If you really want to know about like the details of how it is going to work, it basically follows the it works on the principle of node, because the node HTML node, not the node JS. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, I think Arpit, that our chat app is completed,
Hmm.
and it was pretty good. I think everybody got to see our deployed version also, so they can use it, and it'll be pretty fun. So Yeah, coming to, I think we can start with the more formal orientation, and like apart from the technical questions, we can have them afterwards anytime. So cool. Uh, let's start with that. Okay, so first thing, I it felt that some of you might have felt a little boring in the middle, and that's fine. Like we just wanted to give a flavor of what development feels like, and the most fun part is actually when you see others using the stuff you built, the solutions you built. So as yeah, I'll be coming to all the questions in the chat about prerequisites of inductions, joining the club, everything. Before that, I'll just tell a few things about DevSoc, which I think Arpit told before, but uh, I'll just tell it once again that as like what do we do and everything about us. So as he said, we first started as something called Mobile Applications Club. That time there were only some of our seniors. There were very less people who were very passionate towards building software. We started with mobile apps, and we slowly grew in huge numbers. And now we have complete verticals, mainly of web development. We have done a lot of work in that. You can see our website. If anyone can put our website's link on the chat, and we have done a lot of. If you would have, how many of you would have seen that? Lot of the links here uh, in Discord and everywhere, you would have seen it starts with something like the domain is bp-gc.in and slash. It's like it's that's a URL shortener which we built. Okay, for the whole campus. So that's something we are proud of, and everybody uses. And apart from that, it's down now. Really? Okay. No. Okay. Okay. So the website is down right now, but you can use that from the. There's this app called CSA app. You would have seen it on our video also, orientation video, and you can log in through a bits mail in that. It's for all bits Goa people, and you can the CSA app is really good. You have all the facilities. If you were on campus, it would have been much better. You would have used all those facilities. We had like 9 canteen we could have bought, or PRIs, but as you don't have experience with that, you can still use it for stuff like getting your exam schedules, all the events notices which you get from mail. You can get it in just an app. All the notices, important notice from CSA, everyone. So yeah, and as I was telling, we have done a lot of work in like web development. Our most recent was uh, this itself, which I talked about, short me, our URL shortener. Before that, we had also built the website for TEDx Bitsgo. You can also see that it's on our. You can see all our projects actually on the website which I mentioned in the chat right now. And after that, even our game development vertical has done a lot of stuff which you can see. We have built a lot of games and they're all hosted on this website called itch.io. That's basically thanks Vatsal for telling for that. And yeah, games.fsout.club, you can go there. All the games are on itch.io. You can download them, you can play them, and brownie points for anyone who reports bugs on those. That'll be nice. And on any of our apps, that'll be fun. And we have done all of those. So why would you want to join DevStock? That's a question probably most of you have. Um, if if you're uh, if working with software fascinates you, or if you really want to learn on how everything you see works right now, like like all the websites you visit, all the apps like which are growing right now, or if you're really passionate about people getting to use your all the solutions which you build, if you really like the feeling, and I'm telling you that that's the best that's the best feeling you can get, more than I think everyone here at DevSoc would agree, or anybody who has done development, that more than the amount of knowledge or anything you gain, like the more fun and more satisfying experience is when somebody else or a completely stranger uses your app and or your any product you build and they appreciate it, and you basically solve someone's problem, and it helps them and it creates impact on them. So if you want to create impact with all the software we have built in on our campus, DevSoc is the place for you. Um, I guess that was about DevSoc and all the Fest websites, which from I think last 2 3 years we have built them. You would have not experienced Fest now, but you can see the website still. And apart from this year we had our first. We had with like I think in May we had our first DevSoc event mainly called DevFest. That was basically seven like a week long series of events. Actually, it consisted of a hackathon, and many recognized people also came as guest speakers. Some of you if you might know, you might not know. Some they included. This from this channel called Tim. He teaches Python and all development stuff on his channel's name is Tech with Tim. You can see him on YouTube. Yeah, I think he has more than 200K subscribers. Apart from that, we also had you can see our GitHub link for all our projects, and we also had the co-founder of Interview Bit, I think Abhimanyu Saxena. So and people from we had talks from Postman, if you know that's a company basically development company, and we also had talks from Geeks for Geeks. So it was an amazing week long event for every. It was an all India event, so people interested in development coding, everybody were there in the hackathon. It was an amazing experience. So I think, and apart from the three verticals I mentioned, like app development, web development, and game development, we have a growing vertical of design and content writing right now. That is basically we have a complete whole team uh, of dedicated, like passionate people who are passionate about UI UX design, and you you can and any of our app you can see, like especially the CSA app, its UI is really good. And I'm not telling because I'm from DevSoc or something. You can have a look and you can write whatever you feel about the uh, CS app. You can go download. Can someone put the link of CSA app on the chat so everybody can download it? And sorry about that. Uh, as I was telling that we have an amazing, growing verticals in design. So if you're interested in design, content writing, we have a very active Instagram account. You can see that also. So people interested in making basically making content in any piece, like we have Instagram, we have YouTube. So you're also very much invited to join a club. We also have a growing vertical in Internet of Things called IoT. So if you're if you don't know, it's basic. Yeah, so Internet of Things, how you can use Arduino and all that. It's an amazing you can join us and it'll be a great experience. Is IoT part of development? um Well, development in our case, like we see it as just anything which requires us to build solutions, mainly from the tech side of tech point of view. So yes, IoT is part of development in that way. I think that was it, which I had to cover from my side. If you have any questions now, I'm gonna take them. Only limited students. I'll start with this. Only limited students can join the SOC, or there are no such limitations. Um, the thing is we have to keep a limit on students because it's like we have we have limited resources in terms of seniors who can help them and help them, give them projects, everything. So in that way it's limited. But then it's we are never going to be like, if somebody is really interested to join DevSoc, and we are never going to tell them no, that we are full or something like that. So that won't happen, don't worry about that. So what's the process for joining? So the process for joining is basically, uh, I think our core members were going to share the Discord link also right now on the chat, and I think they shared it before also. Join the Discord server, we are gonna post everything related to induction process there itself for our club. So just join that, and you can everything, all information we've wrote it there. It won't come from mails like for any club from now. So join the Discord server for more information on that, and you'll get that in 1 or 2 days. Don't worry about that. And you can join the Discord server for other reasons also. We have verticals, like we have kept the Discord server very active from our core members. So if anyone of you are very like if you have doubts about what we do, our projects, or how can you get started, even if you're not in DevSoc, we'll like in any case we'll still help you out on the Discord server. So can't use CSS app as it requires hostel. Okay, I didn't know about that. Like, okay, sorry about that. We'll see how we can get that fixed. Knowing web dev is a prerequisite. No, 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 we don't have any technical prerequisite as such. It's not like we see more about. I'd be really happy to take people who are more interested and passionate about learning than somebody who might know a lot of things but is not ready to work as a team or in DevSoc, something like that. So good place to start with CS. I'll not take technical questions from now, like for now. It was an amazing. Okay. Yeah. So someone like Angad has asked someone. Yeah. Can someone actually put the Discord link in the chat and also the YouTube live stream? Okay. And someone has asked a really good question. Someone has little to no experience in development. Would you recommend them to join this club? So this is actually a fun story. I mean, a true story. Uh, that I don't, at least me, I did not have, I had almost little to no experience when I joined the club. Uh, like very little experience. Like I just knew what they taught, they teach us in 12th. That's I don't even call that development, like only about C++, basic object, some basic data structures, everything I learned in the club. And there was no such prerequisite that, you should know this or something. And you can ask our current core members also if you have anything. We don't keep any prerequisite, like that's not the point of a club, right? If you see, if somebody who already knows development, they don't need to join DevSoc. In the sense, this is a place where interested people come together so they can learn as a group. Basically, you'll have seniors who will help you out every time. They'll show you the correct path, like which you have to follow while learning or in general career. So that's the main purpose of DevSoc. It's basically a group of really passionate people who are really passionate about building stuff, building technological solutions, uh, doing that basically. So to the answer of the question, you're very much welcome to join a club if you have no experience, but you're really interested to join, learn development. So that is a more bigger concern for me. If you're more interested than if you know a lot of stuff beforehand. So if you have any problem, then how do you shortlist? Um, as I said, it's more about how much interest you show during the induction process. We'll have a proper induction process to at least see if you are, a little bit interest, like bare minimum, if you can show technical interest. That's it. And somebody had mentioned something. So like a lot of our seniors right now are placed at very good companies. Have done a lot of internships, everything like. One of them has done at Cred, now is at Browser Stack. So all of us, you can ask seniors also about our club. And yeah, right now we have interns from Microsoft also, and Oracle. So any other questions you have, or if I missed something, or feedback for the session? I know it. I think the coding part got a little bit lengthy than what we would have thought about, but sorry about that. But yeah. Yeah, if you're interested in Google Summer of Code, all the development stuff, like there's other competitions also, like Google Summer of Code. There's something called Outreachy also. So I'm not telling devs, if you join DevSoc, then only you'll get. But uh, it's a really good place to learn development. That's all I'm saying. DevSoc is like a lot of my friends wish that they join DevSoc. It because the thing is, learning development on your own is tough. You need people around you who are also learning. They're also beginners like you, so you can share your problems and you can get solutions. You just can't Once you are at a level, then you can start googling yourself and everything like that. That's the main thing. So can anyone balance CP and dev? Yeah, they can. Uh, like I don't have much to elaborate on that. So, like you can manage time. So what's the schedule for the club registration, interviews, all that? By I think by tomorrow you'll have complete details on that. But we'll have our first round of inductions. Most right now the plan tentative date is 12th. So that's the first round of inductions. We'll be floating a Google form. Okay. And further schedules about interviews, you'll get notified. Don't worry about that. Just join the Discord server for all the information. So yeah, someone had asked what are some good YT channels to learn basics of development. Uh, there are a lot actually, depending on what you want to do. Like which kind of development you want to do. Like we also have people. Uh, Sorry about that. We also have people, as I told, game development, web development. Even I don't know all of them. I just know a subset of web development, and yeah. But for each, there are good sites. What I'll try to do is I'll try to put up some basic resources, as you told, on our Discord server under any of the on the vertical section. So just join that. I'll make sure that I'll try to get that done by tomorrow, so you can at least get started in, and you can get figure out where you would like to go. You can only join now. You can join later in the. Yeah, you can join anytime actually. Like inductions is a process where you get the most people in a bulk, so as a group. But the doors are always open, like for DevSoc. If you're interested, like just ping any of like any of us coordinators or any core member, and they'll get you in touch with us, and you can always join later also. So link, is it possible to work on B even if you don't join DevSoc? Um, yeah, there are actually a lot of other bits Goa projects which DevSoc does not do. But if you're working in DevSoc, you're also going to be working in like it's not like we are the only ones who do it. There are other, but I think I can say that we do the most of them, uh, which gets used by a lot of people.
Okay, so hi guys, this is Arjun. I'm the mobile development and the design head coordinator of DevSoc. So, elaborating on what Samesh was already talking about, I'll discuss more about what exactly we work on in our vertical and what exactly we have achieved. So, I think Samesh already talked about our website and our projects. And to be very fair, everything about our achievements and everything. So, I talk more about how we work as a team and everything. So, we have three major verticals: the app development vertical, the website development vertical, and the game development vertical. Along with that, we have a team for design and UI development only. So, in case that you're not interested in development, but you're more interested in making sure a website looks good or a software looks good, then also you're very welcome to join us as designers and UI developers. UI meaning user interface, and UX meaning user experience. So we also work a lot on these sectors, and hence we uh, encourage you guys to not only work for development but also for designing and stuff and making the entire website or your software look and feel much better to your users. Along with that, uh, we when we are working on a software, we try to make sure that a lot of people are working together, which in the end is what majorly the tech industry needs. Whenever you'll be working in a multinational company or any other company or a startup or whatever you're doing, you would never be working alone as such. So this is again something that DevSoc tries to promote. We try to include everybody while we're working, so that you can understand how you can collaborate between different developers, how you can understand other people's code and everything. um, okay, along with that, if we are talking only and only about materialistic things, then we're proud to say that almost every member of DevSoc has been working on internships, on startups, and we're and averagely we're earning an income of around 5,000 to 15,000 per person, uh, for almost everybody in this club. A lot of people in our club are already placed, the seniors, and a lot of people, the 30s and the secondies, have internships and have been placed in multinational companies like Microsoft and Oracle. Um, what? Okay, so I'll go back to the chat and discuss the questions. Um, yeah, so induction related questions, we'll be uh, discussing them extensively in the Discord server. So how are the inductions held and interviews and everything, all the rounds would be discussed very soon, probably by tomorrow. uh, Tomorrow we'll be putting up a list of when and how each round will take place. You can join now, or can you join later in the year? uh, Normally we have a bulk induction session only in the starting of the year, uh, but seeing the case with the lockdown and everything, with the campus not open, we cannot really say for sure if we'll have a second set of induction. But this induction session is going to be the best and the most major part where you can join DevSoc. What other things does designing include other than UI and UX? Okay, so UI and UX design is a very huge field in itself. Designing a user interface and designing a user experience is a lot of work. But along with that, DevSoc also works on video editing and creation. Like you saw our orientation video. Um, we also work on posters and Instagram posts and everything. Uh, we're we're basically we're basically trying to encourage development and designing and everything, and mostly all parts of the tech culture in our campus. Um, yeah. So, any more questions?
Yeah, so like adding on to what Arjun just said, we in every project we do, it's not just about get the code ready, deploy it as fast as and you can give it to the client or something like that. It's more about trying to work as a team in all the phases of development you have seen in any startup or any company, like right from uh, meeting with getting the requirements and uh, like and like the thing is, I think most people are underappreciate how much the design team would like actually works, and it's very hard to design, like no doubt about that. And like we start from, it's most of the apps which we have built recently have like all the designs, we have not used any template or anything. It's all done by our in-house design team, which I don't think many clubs can boast about right now. So or like we go with the design process, then we do the coding, everything. And then even after release, you would have seen the video. We have people who are really good at video editing, and because one person can't do that, right? One person can't do designing, coding, development, everything like that. So we really encourage people. And even you would have seen, like the thing is, when you're new, like a lot of things, it's understandable that you won't see from our perspective. but lot of thing goes a lot of things other than just coding goes into a successful release of a application, uh, or any event basically, on the back end, like right from, as I told, designing and designing, then like getting our video content writing. Like content is a very huge thing, like if you're interested in that, like any sort of content, like blogs, if you know how to, if you're good at writing blogs or technical blogs, Instagram posts, posters, content, and or even photo and video editing, like posters, as Arjun had mentioned. You're very welcome to join us. Yeah.
So we don't really have a prerequisite for induction. Uh, the only thing we're looking for is your enthusiasm and your thirst for knowledge. Like, I know this is a very cheesy and a very cringy kind of a line, but to be very fair, that is genuinely what we're looking for.
I think,
Because
yeah, I think Arjun, even you can agree that most of us here did not know a lot of development when we joined the
yeah,
club.
agreed. Most of us had no idea about what. I myself hadn't coded at all before coming to college, so I had no idea what went, like what even uh, you're supposed to do when you're writing code, which is very weird, for us to admit now. Now that most of our livelihoods are basically based on code. Um, yeah, if you don't join a club now, can you join it? Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you're not inducted or if you opt not to join a club, you can always approach the coordinators of that club. And I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for almost every club in our college, that if you're showing actual interest and if you really want to get into that club, then you can always approach any of the coordinators and talk to them about joining. Okay, so I guess that is it. What are the okay? Let's take this last question. What are the responsibilities when one joins a club? Your responsibility, to be very fair, is to keep on learning, uh, keep on being curious about whatever is going on, and just keep up with your club. Don't abandon them. That is it, I guess. Yeah, okay. So I think this session has gone on for quite long enough. And we'll wrap up soon. First of all, I would like to thank Arpit for such a good live coding session and a great Q&A session as well. Um, so kudos to him.
Yeah, to be
And
honest, it's very difficult to do live coding. Like the amount of, like when somebody's, like 100 people to, like, I don't know, like even if you count everybody on the YouTube, like about 500 people watching you writing one single and, one single character, and you mess up. It's very tough. So, kudos to that. Kudos to
so
him.
kudos to Arpit. Amazing job done. And thank you all for attending the session. Like, we're happy to see that a lot of you interacted and a lot of you kept on interacting through the live chat. We hope that this session was useful and you got some insight of what we do here at DevSoc. So
Just, yeah, just
yeah,
small thing. Sorry. We'll be floating a form right now. Just fill that before you go. Cool.
yeah.
It's like a feedback form. So just one
Uh,
second, guys.
so you'll be getting that link very soon. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the session and found it to be fruitful. Yeah. So if Samish, you could send the form link again
Yeah,
in
one
the
second.
Okay, I'll just send it myself. Yep. Cool. So please fill this form. And in general, if you're interested for inductions or interested in DevSoc in general, join our Discord chat, Discord server. We'll be posting every induction related update there itself. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for attending, and we are happy to have a successful session today.
So yeah, guys, thanks a lot for joining and sticking around for like I don't know 1.5 hours of having initial technical glitches, everything. And thanks. Hope to see you all when the induction process starts. Chalo. Bye, guys. It was nice.
Very well.
क्या हुआ?
क्या हुआ भाई?
ए दक्ष,
हाँ भाई बोल.
you fell for that control E bullshit ना.
क्या 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 क्या?
वो कंट्रोल ही कोई तो बोल रहा था चैट में दबाने के लिए, तो दबाया ना गलती से.
नहीं भाई, कब? कुछ भी.
बीच में तेरा वीडियो ऑन हो गया था, इसलिए मेरे को
अबे
लगा.
हाँ, वो जैसे ही मैं एंटर हुआ ना तब वीडियो ऑन हुआ था.
मेरे को लगा you fell for the control E.
अभी एक्चुअली मैं एंटर हुआ, मैं इतनी देर से 1 घंटे से एंटर करने की कोशिश कर रहा था, पता नहीं हर 5 मिनट में प्रेस कर रहा था जाओ जाओ जाओ. एक बार आ गया मैं, बिकॉज वो खत्म होने वाला था. सो जैसे ही मैं आया मेरा कैमरा ऑन था. अविरल कौन है भाई?
Bro, he's a senior.
हाय अविरल भैया, आई एम एन इडियट, यू आर इंटेलिजेंट. हेलो. नहीं है भाई वो यहाँ.
Available नहीं होंगे. He's a god.
क्या करता है ऐसे, मतलब क्या करते हैं ऐसे?
His existence is divine. Just take that from me.
अरे भाई बात तो करनी ना बंदा.
भाई रीजन तो बोल.
Just take my word.